Hello and welcome back to Grim Survival. I believe it's the 26th. I know it's Monday. I believe it's the 26th. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I think. All right, I'll leave it there. All right, today I'm talking about a bug out box. I really am. A bug out box. I have a chair next to me. So, a bug out box. What is a bug out box? See, everybody always talks about bug out bags and bug out philosophy. This is my bug out bag as it is now. It used to be my get home bag. It still has the same stuff in it because both of them work exactly the same. Bugging out or getting home usually takes about the same equipment. It really does, in my opinion, anyway. That's my opinion. Sorry for the camera work. This is, yeah, not my usual setup. All right, so a bug out box. Like I said, everybody talks about a bug out bag. A bug out bag is a good way to get someone started in prepping. Someone started in prepping. Someone who doesn't believe in prepping. You can get them started by talking about a bug out bag. You're like, and you don't even have to have this giant, big, elaborate 511 Rush 72 that I have sitting here for a bug out bag. You have a little bitty kit. And this is, a good way to get somebody started in prepping because you can say, hey, what if? Play the what if game with them. You know the what if game? If you don't know the what if game, I have that video on the channel. I'll see if I can post a link up here somewhere. What if? So what if, depending on your area. Now I live in the Midwest, so tornadoes happen, about every summer, really. Every spring, every summer. Tornadoes, that's what happens. So what if? See, in my area, what if a tornado? What if a tornado comes? Or what if the tornado sirens start going off? What if you don't have a basement or you live in a non-sturdy building or, whatever. Just a tornado's coming and you don't want to stay there. Bug out, right? Bug out. So what are you going to take with you? Are you going to pack, all the kids' toys? Are you going to go in the kitchen and start grabbing bottles of water? No, you're going to grab your little kit that you already had pre-made and you're going to go with it because you don't need anything else because everything you need's in there. So you can get somebody started prepping that way. You can get them to think like, what if? What if something happens? What if, what if, what if? And you just keep going at them with the what ifs and until they either stop talking to you or they start prepping. And that's, yeah, that a lot of people stop talking to me. So that's up to you if you want to do it that way. But yeah, what if game is a great way to do it. And bug out bags is a great way to start, or bug out kits, or just emergency kits. It's like, what if the power goes out for a couple of days because of a bad storm. So do you have extra flashlights and extra batteries? I mean, that gets someone started in prepping. That is a starting point, a stepping stone, get them started. What if? What if you're going to die tomorrow? No, whatever. Yeah. All right. What if? All right. So bug out box. I'm going to try to show you this here without doing it all crazy. This is obviously my bug out bag as it currently is. That's yeah, I leave it there now because I just do. It weighs a little over 30 pounds. It weighs a little more in the winter than it does in the summer. So let's talk about a bug out box. You've seen this before. This is a milk crate. Milk crate. Yeah, you can find these on eBay. I'm not going to tell you where this one was found. I did not steal it, but yeah, it was in my family since before I was born, so I'll leave it there. This is a bug out box right here. I don't always have it packed with this stuff, but now that I'm making the video, I'm probably going to leave because I have more than one of these. I should have brought more than one because they're really good for interlocking on top of each other. They have the little ridge here and it locks in on top and they stack really well. They're milk crates. They're meant for this. They are heavy duty. Heavy duty. This thing probably weighs about a little over 10 pounds and I have some stuff over in it we're going to go over in just a second. And the whole purpose of this. And an empty water bottle that I just stepped on that I didn't realize was there. All right, so a bug out box. Yes, you have a bug out bag, right? You have your bug out bag. Here, we'll go down here so you can see me. In addition to your bug out bag, this is not a replacement for a bug out bag. This is in addition to your bug out bag. There's been so many people lose everything they have because of wildfires. So many people lose everything they have because of a natural disaster. Bugging out happens to people almost every single year just in the United States alone, but guaranteed every year to people all around the world. Someone has to bug out. It's not necessarily a huge thing. Sometimes it's a very localized thing and they need to bug out and they lose everything. They go with just their bug out bag and they have 3 days worth of food and a day or two's worth of water and water filters and the means to build a shelter. And that's it. Everything else they had, years worth of food supply, gone. I mean, that's it. So, bug out box. Now, you can do this with a 5-gallon bucket. You could do this with a milk crate really well, several milk crates. You could do this with a cardboard box, although I would not recommend it just because of the weight that is currently in here. So what I have in here, and we'll talk about that in a minute. What I have in here is just a bunch of canned goods. I really do. I have a lot of canned goods, and I'll just show you here in a second. As soon as I get the other stuff out of the way. There's some Cliff Bars, a big old thing of peanut butter. This is just stuff I randomly grabbed off the shelf, and there's some of that corned beef hash I showed you in the other video. This is just stuff I grabbed off the shelf. See? Some of the more recent stuff. There's a lot of cans in there. There's some beef stew. There's some beans. There's some peanut butter. I had a subscriber send me this about a year ago. A subscriber sent me the canned bacon. So yeah, if you eat bacon, this stuff is like gold now. It's like $30 a can or some ridiculous thing like that. I don't know. But bug out box. See, if you have a few of these pre-made, I mean, I have right now, and I could put more. I could double stack this, but you also got to keep in mind the weight. So I got right here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cans, box of 6 energy bars, and a big old, what is this one? A 40-ounce jar of peanut butter. In addition to that, I have to have a way to cook this food, correct? So I tossed my little cast iron skillet. This is one of the small ones. I tossed it in there just to have, just to have. And now I can't get it to fit like I had it. These are disposable meatloaf pans or loaf pans. Disposable. I found these at the dollar store. They fit in a toaster oven. I used to use these in my semi-truck in my toaster oven. You can basically reheat anything in one of these things. You could pour a can of beans in here. You could put tinfoil over the top of it. You could stick it next to a fire. It'll heat up your beans. You can do all kinds of things with these. You don't have to do just what it says. Keep that in mind. So I threw that in there just for demonstration purposes. The cast iron's in there. And look, I got a little mini cutting board from Walmart made out of bamboo. I'm going to use it for camping. And yeah, it goes right on top. And it makes a nice lid, so I could actually, put some more flat stuff on there. I could throw some beans on there. Yeah. As a part of my normal kit, my bug out bag, I already have things to cook with. This is what I call my cook kit. This thing I always keep full of water, stainless steel, Nalgene. This is a little cheapo Walmart cup. You can get these at Walmart. I forget how much it is or how much it holds, what the liters or size is, but it's the smaller one, and this fits in it. That's why I got it. So, yeah, this is my cook kit. So, obviously, I've cooked beans in this before. It works. I've cooked beef stew in it. It works. So, a bug out box. You don't necessarily have to have food in a bug out box. And I will just pause the video, and I'll be right back, and I'll show you what else. All right, what else? This right here is my pillow. This is my pillow. A lot of times people bug out. It's bad weather outside, bad weather. Even if you do bug out, there's a good chance you're not coming back. You're going to have to probably sleep in your car, sleep in a hotel, sleep wherever you have to sleep. Pillow, bring your pillow. This is my wool blanket. My wool blanket. I always keep this thing in my car. I used to carry this in my semi-truck. I never left home without it for a long time. I've actually used it quite a bit. And this is a military surplus, U.S. military surplus, I believe. It's not 100% wool. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. I'm looking for it right here. It's very worn out right here. I don't know if you can see the giant holes in it. Yeah, I've been looking for a new one, but I can't find one that's 100% wool and not incredibly expensive. If anybody has a suggestion, please let me know. So, blankets and pillows. This is just another throw blanket. It's a small one that it goes right in there. If you have a couple little camp pillows, they'll fit right in there. Like I said, you can do all this same stuff with a 5-gallon bucket. Like I said, 5-gallon bucket. This is the one that had the little hole in it. If you've seen my beans or my rice video, I had a bucket with a hole in it. This is that bucket. Everything is in here except for the cutting board and the cast iron. And the cast iron, maybe if I packed it better, I might be able to get the cast iron in there. But like I said, yeah, everything else. So I have a way to cook. I do. I have the Cliff Bars. I have every single can that you've seen in the other box, including the peanut butter. This is a 5-gallon bucket. It has a handle. You can carry it. That's the whole point here. carrying your food, carrying your extra stuff. If you have a few of these pre-made, you keep it out. You put on the lid. You know, you have your little snap-on lids or screw-on lid. You write Bob on the type of, or bug-out box, or bug-out bucket, as this happens to be. This is a bug-out bucket. So, yeah. Bug-out box, bug-out bucket, bug-out bag. They're all bobbed, right? So, as long as you have it pre-set up and ready to go, in the event of emergency, you grab your bug-out bag, you throw it on your back. You have two of these. You can carry two, one in each hand. If you're a big guy, you could probably carry two in each hand. You can carry two of these. You can carry more than two of these. I mean, you can stack them on top of each other. You can carry like four of these things on top of each other. So, yeah, it's definitely a thing. Definitely a thing. One thing I always keep in my vehicle is an extra bucket of this. I always keep this in my vehicle. There you go. This is a Mountain House freeze-dried essential meal assortment. Has 4 chili mac, 4 rice and chicken, 4 spaghetti with meat sauce. So, yeah. This is essential for it was essential for my semi-truck. I lived in a semi-truck for many, many years. Oh, here, let me continue to here, we'll just sit. That'd be nice. Sitting will be nice. I lived in a semi-truck for many years. Many years. I lived in the truck. I spent 2 days home a month, if that. The 2 days was more like 36 hours, so not exactly 2 days. 36 hours for a 36-hour reset, spent at home every month. That's the only time I got to see my family for over 3 years. It was horrible. Completely horrible. Especially if you have small children. So, yeah, I lived in the truck. In the truck, I kept several cases of water. I always kept this bucket of Mountain House. I always had an assortment of canned goods. And I always had extra ammunition. That's not exactly legal, but I don't care. Yeah, so I built the bug out bag to get home. I built it as a 200-mile get home bag. Inside of it, you know, I have a video up. Not everything was in it at the time because some of the stuff is actually in my car or in whatever vehicle I am driving that week because I do swap with my wife every now and then. So, yeah, but yeah. So, yeah, I keep this in whatever I'm driving. I really do. She has a kit in her vehicle also, but she's never that far from home. So anytime I have to go places, it usually seems to be a lot farther than what she has to go. So it's more essential for me to have long-range stuff. Also, the same philosophy goes into bugging out. If you're bugging out, you're going a long range. You're going to go a long way, more than likely. I mean, if you're bugging out, if you live in a city, you want to get as far away from the city as you possibly can. If you already live in a rural area and you have to bug out because of maybe wildfire and things like that, you're going to have to get as far away from the wildfire as you can. And in some cases this year, that has been to cross state lines and go a couple 100 miles at least, right? More localized things like tornadoes and such like that. You may not have to go as far, but you may not be able to go back home. Your home might be destroyed. Same thing with wildfires. Your home might be destroyed. So when you come back, I mean, if you don't have anything left, at least you have whatever you left with. So if you have a bug out bucket or a bug out box, you have the essential food supply in a bucket. You can do the same thing, and I will make my point right here. All right, I'll have to pause the video. So as I was saying, if you have one of these pre-made, it doesn't have to necessarily be food. You can have several of these pre-made. What I have in here now, if I can get the lid back off here. Come on, lid. Come on. There we go. What I have in here now is the throw blanket and a full-size pillow. Do you have extra pillows and extra blankets? Have them set up and ready to go. You can have them set up and ready to go. There is no point in not having extra. I mean, we're preppers, right? We prep. So prep for having to bug out. If you're prepping for having to bug out, why would you want to bug out without your pillow and blanket? I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. So, yeah. I always keep the wool blanket in my car. I really need smaller pillows. Obviously, I had a full-size feather pillow. That's a feather pillow, by the way. It's a full-size feather pillow I have shoved in this bucket with just a standard throw. It's just, you know, it's a small one. It's enough to help a little bit, but definitely in the wintertime, keep a kit in your car. Fixing camera. Keep a kit in your car. Keep a kit of an extra blanket and pillow in your car so you don't have to worry about that kind of thing. But if you don't have room in your car, or if you don't want to carry that stuff around, keep it in a go bucket right on the lid. Hey, blanket and pillow. Besides just the blanket and pillow, put some more essential items under the blanket and pillow. You can put a toiletry kit. You could throw, hygiene kit in here. You can throw a small first aid kit in here, and you could put the blanket and the pillow on top, especially if you have smaller pillows. If you have just a couple small pillows, you can cram a couple of small pillows in there, and then you can fit an entire wool blanket in here. Entire wool blanket, if you're as small as I am, will keep 2 people warm. Look at that. Whole wool blanket is in the bucket, and I could press it down, and I could stack a couple of pillows on there. I could put a couple of things that are essential to me on there. Essential things to me. That's a Bible. I would throw that on there because I ain't going nowhere without the Father. I ain't going nowhere. If I'm bugging out, He's coming with me. Amen. That's just how that is. All right, this has been enough rambling about bugging out. Bugging out is something we always do, always plan for as preppers, always plan for. It's what started me in prepping. It's because I was so far from home when I started driving a truck. I was so far from home. And the first thing I started watching was, well, how am I going to survive? How am I going to get back home if something happens? I seen a video about an EMP or something like that. And well, how am I going to get back home if that happens? And then from there, it spiraled downhill to now I have about a year's worth of food supply stocked up now. We're getting a little better, but I've had to use some of my preps over the years because the personal SHTF. Personal SHTF happens to people every single year. It doesn't have to be a global event. It doesn't have to be a national event. It doesn't even have to be a statewide event. It doesn't even have to be city or your town or your community. It can be very personal. You can have a very personal SHTF event that causes hardship for your family, job loss, coronavirus, whatever. We'll leave it there. Coronavirus did whatever it supposedly did. And you have a personal SHTF and you have preps stored away. If you can't go to work and you can't make any money and you can't grow food, if you have a 6-month worth of supply of food, that's 6 months you can look for a job, right? That's 6 months your family's not going to starve. You might be sitting in the dark, but hey, if you have a way to cook your food that doesn't require electricity, that's another essential prep. Stockpile something to cook with. Something. Back in World War II, they were rationing firewood. Keep that in mind. So if you have the ability to get it now, get it now. If you have the ability. If you don't, a little bit at a time. Your essentials are food and water. And you could put I'd say about a case of water in here, but this is meant to hold 4 1-gallon jugs. So this will hold 4 gallons of water easily. Easily 4 gallons of water. So if you have something like that, and I'm not sure, you could obviously a 5-gallon bucket here, you could fill it with just water. Recommend food grade. Pour water into it. Put one of the screw-on lids, leak-proof lids on it. That's 5 gallons of water that you can bug out with. It's easier than carrying a case of water. It is. Have you ever tried to carry a half-open case of water? All the bottles fall out one side. You got a hole in the top of it because the kids are doing this. I mean, this happens to me all the time. This is life at Grimm's house right here. So, yeah. That's just how it is with the kids. All right, like I said, like 5 minutes ago, that's enough of this talking. Have the essentials. Have the essentials. All right, yeah, I'm really going to stop talking this time. I really had fun with the live stream yesterday. I did. I'm going to try to do a live stream starting out here once a week. I'm going to try it once a week, and then I'm going to get more into maybe some morning live streams, things like that. I still cannot live stream mobile. I can't use my phone to do it. I have to use the webcam. The quality looked pretty bad on it to me when I tried to rewatch parts of it. So, yeah, sorry about that. That's YouTube, not me. That is definitely YouTube, not me. If I could record with my phone, my phone has a 4K camera on. It has like 4 4K cameras on my phone. Quite literally, there's 4 cameras on the phone. I don't know why, but it has them. And yeah, I can make good videos, but they will not let me mobile live stream. They really are afraid I'm going to walk out to a cornfield with my phone. I should do it anyway, because I really could, just to prove a point. But there's no point to proving points to YouTube, because they don't care. All right, this has been James with Grim Survival. I'm just going to chill here for a while. I'm going to relax, and I'll see y'all later.